What's up, YouTube? It's me, Joe Schmmo. We're back for something different. I am here with Harry, the owner of Blue Ox, my local card store that I go to, that I get my manga from. I do a lot of things, and it's been 10 years, by the way. Jenks reminded me of that yesterday.
Yeah.
It's been 10 years we've known each other.
Yeah, absolutely.
But tell them about yourself.
So my name is Harry Frank. I'm the owner of Blue Ox Games here in Greenville, North Carolina, and I like to say we do a little bit of everything geeky and awesome here. So, like Kyle said, we do trading card games, Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, One Piece, all of them, and we do board games, we do Dungeons and Dragons, Warhammer 40K, comics, manga. We host Smash Brothers tournaments. So if it's geeky and awesome, man.
Yep. What I love about this store is Harry keeps it very community oriented. Even right behind us, which we'll probably get footage, there's stuff like the free library here. They do a lot of charity events here. They do a lot of stuff to give back to the community, which is why I really love this store. Plus, you know, it's like my second home, and I don't know, I'll probably put a mortgage in this place at this point, as much as I've done. But how did Blue Ox get started? How did you start your roots here in Greenville?
Well, I came here in Greenville in '95 for college. So I came here for East Carolina University, go Pirates, and came here for that and didn't want to leave. Loved the town, loved the community, loved that it's growing, wanted to be a part of that growth. So it kind of brought me here to stay. As far as coming to a game store, I've always been into gaming and geeky stuff. It's kind of like a family tradition. I grew up, my family played board games, did trivia, all that sort of stuff growing up. Family of five. My dad was an enlisted Army man, so didn't have a ton of money, so did a lot of yard sailing, getting games that way, and just played a lot as a family. It's how we spent time. It was good, cheap fun, and we enjoyed it. And so that kind of always been that. My first DM was my brother for Dungeons and Dragons, and then just kind of throughout my life, I'd been playing Magic, doing things like that, playing in stores, working in game stores. So it was a long-term plan. Like, you know, maybe when I retired from my job working at ECU in the music library, I would kind of do this, but just had an opportunity present itself where one of the game stores in town was that I worked for. The owner was getting out and was interested in selling, and so I loaned out against my car and bought the inventory, and on a wing and a prayer, shoestring budget, just kind of opened up Blue Ox Games.
As you see, there's a bunch of different things. Blue Ox has their own comic room set to the side, so that way they're separated from everything else, and you even got everything listed out in alphabetical order to cheap stuff over there that's 50% off. They try to keep everything friendly for everyone, price-wise, and they always try to stay on top of new things. They do a pre-order service, which is where I get a bunch of my manga from, and it's just very good. I mean, even look around here, they got figures and stuff. For people that are into pop figures, they keep on top of that. They do orders and stuff like that for it. They have the comic book statues over here, where, you know, you got the alternate universe Thor and stuff like that. So, pretty good.
You know.
And I remember it used to be in like a corner section of an old building that was
the old Ken's Furniture Building.
It was a very old building, but they did what they had to do and they made it work. And I remember Saturdays and Sundays and the weekends, it was busy to the point they even took it upstairs to try and accommodate people.
Yeah. We read it. There's the building, old Ken's Furniture Building. At one point was, I think, the Coke bottling for the area, and there's a ballroom upstairs that we talked to the landlord and got access to and paid rent for. And so for big events on weekends, like we had big pre-releases or things like that, we would use that space upstairs, and everyone would walk up the million-year-old staircase and go up there and play games, and it was a lot of fun.
So since you started doing this, has there been any memories that stood out in the last 10 years that you're like, I'm glad that I ended up doing this?
Oh God, there's so many, man. There's like big moments of like what we have, like a really amazing pre-release. Like old Theros pre-release was great. That was the first one. It was like a Greek mythos themed and Greek Roman mythos, and so people kind of came dressed up, and that was really cool. The first one, people were kind of really dressed up and did a lot of stuff, and that one was really fun. It was a big one. The recent Outlaws Thunder Junction one we did, it's Wild West themed, and so we did wanted posters for everyone. People dressed up. We had bandanas and cowboy hats we gave people, and we did little wanted posters for everyone. That was a blast. Some of the extra life events we've done, like some of the old 24-hour ones, were a blast, exhausting. Here, it's a 24-hour event, but that meant I was here for like 30, and we would be all over the store, and it was just a lot of fun. We were raising a lot of money for the local children's hospital. The old card fight events, that community was great. I mean, like some of the things that I have up in the store, there's the little wood carving from shop that the guys did from Central, and there's a cross stitch that one of the parents made for us because this was the place their kid felt comfortable and safe. And so it's like little things like that. It's the moments when a kid comes up and goes, "This is my favorite store in the world." The moments when a guy graduated, comes back 2 years later and says, "I've been in a bunch of places and no place is home like Blue Ox." Like, those are the moments that matter. I mean, dollars and cents are great, but memories are worth a lot more.
Joe, what are you covering up?
Don't worry about it. Anyway, like you see, manga. They have a bunch of volume ones. This is where I usually get a bunch of physical volumes of stuff or new series that I want to, try out and take a look at. And then, as you see over here, they got more figures, pop figures, board games, stuff like that over here. And over here, got a little separate section.
I wouldn't check World Championship.
Pretty good stuff. And then over here, you see a bunch of different games. And, of course, Magic, which everyone loves and enjoys, and friends have gotten me into against my will, and I'm really enjoying it. Well, yeah, they cater to everyone here, so I think it's a pretty good store.
So let's see what Joe is covering up.
And I will say, you have offered plenty of safe spaces for the community. I know you do the women's only D&D. I know you've done that in the past.
We have done a women's only D&D, women's only Magic as well.
Then this is a safe space for the LGBT community. I know that's a big thing, especially with a lot of stuff that's going on. It's good to have a nice safe space for that.
Yeah.
So, given everything, the last 10 years, taking a loan out against your car, going, having successful and failed cons across the country or wherever. If someone came up to you today and said, "I wanted to start a card shop," what would you tell them?
I wouldn't tell them something. I just ask a lot of questions. There's a lot of reasons to do anything in life, right? But a lot of times we aren't always honest with ourselves on the reasons why we want to do it, or with our skill set, right? We want to do something, but we don't necessarily always want to put in the work. I felt the thing that helped me a lot working in like starting a game store was not only had I worked in them for a number of years, right? So I could see some of the background. I could get the feel of it. I could understand it. I could do that. I also my full-time job was I worked at university, hiring, training students, doing HR, doing payroll, doing all of that back-end stuff. When you're a small business owner, you're often doing all of it unless you have a ton of money to throw at it. You can just pay a bunch of people, and then it's not the same. That's having a place to play. That's buying your cards cheap. A lot of times, I think a lot of the reasons why a lot of businesses fail is that people, I think, are good at something or enjoy something a lot, and then go, "I have to commodify that." Right? That has to be how I make my money. And there is something to that, but you have to love all of it. Like, you have to love the hiring people and the training people. You have to love all of your customers that come in, the ones that will grate on your nerves some days, but you still have to love them and treat them exactly the same. You can't have a store that's just for you and your friends. You can't, just because you can, for example, cook a really good meal doesn't mean you're going to be a great person at running a restaurant, because you got to understand, your table turns, and you got to understand your back of house and your front of house and how to train people and how to talk to people, both, because everyone's a customer. My staff are also my customers, because I need to make sure that they're happy and they're working well. Because if they're happy and they're working well, it's going to come across to my customers, my front-facing customers that come in to buy things, and they're going to get a knowledgeable staff that enjoys where they work, and that service is what helps out. So I would ask a lot of questions. Why are you doing this? Are you doing this just because you don't want anyone to be your boss? Well, that's the wrong reason, because everyone's your boss when you own a small business. Every customer that walks in, to a degree, is your boss. Do you want to make your own hours? Well, if you're working retail, you got to work retail hours. Do you want more time to yourself? Not going to happen. I've been away for contact from the store, with zero contact from the store, for 3 weeks in over 13 years. And it was a week for my friend's vacation, the 2 weeks after my mom passed. That's it. But those aren't things that make me not want to do this. Those are just realities. And so if you're okay with that reality, if that is a reality that you're okay with where, you know, I don't play as much Magic or board games as I used to. Why? Because I'm working and because I'm trying to make sure other people are enjoying it. But I enjoy that almost as much as I enjoy playing, you know? And then the moments that I do get to play are really special, you know? So I'd ask a lot of questions, you know? Why you want to do this? How much time do you want to allocate this? What are your future plans? What's your long-term strategy, right? Not right now I'm really into, you know, let's say you're super into One Piece, newer trading card game, you're super into One Piece. I'm going to open a game store. I love One Piece. Like, okay, but what if One Piece goes away? What's your plan? Are you gonna be a 3-year business? Are you gonna just ride a wave and then sell out and then go do something else? That's your plan. Know your plan and be really focused on that, and then talk to a lot of people in that industry, get good advice and filter it through, and then make the decision. But it's not easy, but it can be very rewarding.
All right, and with that, we're going to take a look around the store, show it off, and then we'll wrap it up. Well, Harry, I just want to thank you again for all you do to the community. It does mean a lot to us. And thank you for giving me a chance to come and take time from me. So.
Of course, bud. Thanks.
So,
See you, bud.
Yep. Remember, Greenville, North Carolina. Go check them out. Now I'm gone. Bye. Bye. Turn the camera off. Turn it off.